heard about her husband's death, she was absolutely inconsolable. Her pain was immense, and she could not understand why her husband, whom she really did love so much, was taken away from her. And her grief was unbearable, but that What's up, everybody? Liz did not have to bear this grief alone because Mike Todd's best friend, Eddie Fisher, was there with her to help her bear the grief. Now, Eddie Fisher really did turn out to be a great help for Liz, and she was just as much help for him because they both really loved Mike Todd. And everyone was so shocked and hurt and saddened by the whole affair that people encouraged them, to lean on each other, to help each other when needed. Even Eddie Fisher's wife, Debbie Fisher, was encouraging, Liz and Eddie to get together to talk things out. But then Debbie starts to notice that in her time of need, Eddie wasn't even there for her. So, she started to be like, well, hold on, sir. You sitting up there being a little too much for Liz. You know what I'm saying? Why?
What's good? What's up? About time you showed up. You showed up on time, huh? We gotta start cracking the whip on Reg from now on.
I've been home since like 8 o'clock.
Tardiness is not a good thing, Reg.
Nigga, you a tardy too. Let's not.
I can't be tardy no more. I'm interviewing movie stars now. I can't be tardy no more. I gotta be on time.
I feel you.
I gotta be on time now.
Because originally, I thought we were doing this at 8:15. That's why I got off work early today too.
I thought it was 11. You never said 8:45. You said 11.
I could have sworn I said 8.
No.
Okay, fuck it. I mean, we here anyway, shit.
Yes, we here. We waiting for BJ to show up.
Alright. Yeah, this has been a long weekend. And what better way to end it than talking about the Gap Band?
I listened to all 14 Gap Band out because one of them is not on YouTube, so.
Yeah, I didn't really have a chance to listen to the 90s stuff. I heard everything in the 80s, but
I just listened
to everything. I said before, their best shit ended after like 80s. I'm not gonna lie, straight from the heart, I have some shit to say about that. That's all.
I listen to everything, every album. Now try listening to 14 albums in 24 hours. A lot of y'all can't do that. 14 albums, all 14.
Yep.
Yep.
So you said stop at Gap Band 8, right?
No, do all of it. This is the whole discography. When we do discographies, we doing everything.
Okay, I didn't have a time to listen to all of them. That's why.
I listened to all of them in 24 hours. 14 albums in 24 hours. And I could already tell you what's the worst albums and what's the classic albums.
Same. All right, so that's what's up.
Most of them the early stuff I know anyway, but the latter shit that I never heard, I'm like, oh God.
I'm gonna try to go on Mark's channel Tuesday.
Yeah. Salute to Mark, man. He's good people.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up this tonight.
Do you think Michael what is this? Does Michael get all the credit in the world? I never heard of nobody saying he doesn't get enough credit.
Exactly.
Michael is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. When you're the GOAT, you get all the credit in the world. There's nothing underrated about him. Eddie Kendricks. I'm more of an Eddie Kendricks fan, but the Temptations were great too.
Shout out to my girl Ashley Say So. She just dropped a new video too.
I'm about to say rest in peace, Ronnie. Ronnie ain't dead because he fucking always hit me up on Instagram.
Talking about the Ronnie from the Gap Band.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm like, it ain't Ronnie from Instagram. That nigga's like ESPN. He's always hitting me up with news and shit.
Oh, by the way, Usher's Here I Stand is gonna be on Friday.
Okay. Friday, what time? 11?
10.
10? Okay.
Yeah,
is Ashley joining us?
Yep.
You lucky I have that album because most of those albums, I don't know. Usher was shaky at that point.
You're lucky I like that album.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it's a good album. You watching Scarface on Showtime? Oh wow, that's dope. No. His
Ray J's
dancing
coming on
was
there.
great. His singing was great. Who focuses more on his dancing than his singing? I never heard that before.
People.
People focus on his dancing more than his singing?
Now
Wow.
I'm saying sometimes people do it with certain artists and stuff.
Really? I never heard that.
Ray J's on his way.
Uncle Charlie might get mad at me tonight. Uncle Charlie might get mad at me.
So Ghostface is gonna be the next one, by the way.
The next discography? When is that one?
We can probably do that later on this month because
Okay.
I know his discography like the
Yeah.
back of my hand.
Same.
Aerosmith might be next month.
Aerosmith. Okay.
Yeah,
A band I like for once.
a band I think that's overrated, but
Oh
we'll
Lord.
talk about that.
You think the Gap Band overrated too?
Hell no. Hell, to me, Gap Band is top 10 R&B groups of all time.
Mm. You know, it's like since we've been doing these discography things, I realized how much I don't like 80s R&B anymore. I love the 70s. I love 70s R&B and I love 90s R&B more than the 80s.
You
Except
know
for
what?
a couple of artists. Like Gap Band is the exception, New Edition. But there's a lot of R&B that I thought I used to love that I don't love anymore in the 80s.
You know what? There is a lot I have to say about that because I do agree with you. And when it comes to R&B in the 1900s,
Mm.
I'll even go with 60s R&B than 80s.
Yeah.
I like 80s R&B, but it's
Mhm.
like you said, the more we reviewed, no, I'm just gonna watch your video
Yeah,
later.
that's what I'm saying. Like the Motown stuff, 60s R&B, the Philadelphia sound. I think that was the golden years of R&B and then the 90s stuff.
Yeah, because 80s it was trying to be flashy. 90s kind of brought R&B back to its basics a little bit.
Right.
I mean, and then you also had like the marriage of hip hop and stuff. Like I would even
Right.
go 2000s R&B. I like 80s R&B over 2000s R&B. To be real with you.
I like the neo soul of 2000, not the regular R&B, because it was just too many like good looking women that can't sing, you know.
Mm.
But the neo soul stuff in the 2000s was good.
For sure, for sure.
My boy, finally you're here.
What up?
Hey,
What's good?
Long time coming, try.
Yeah, man. You need to be on here more with us.
I know, it's ridiculous, man.
how you been?
Good, man. Trying to get my. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I'm trying to put it on my headphones. Let's see.
is my sound good, y'all?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
There we go.
It'd be my fault when the sound is messed up. Like when the mic is on, that's when everything go haywire. So
Yeah, I put my headphones. So I want my shit to be good tonight. Before I want to say rest in peace to the Astro World victims too. Before we start, uh, yeah, man. Travis Scott game. You know what? After somewhere, Ja Rule is saying, "Damn, that festival is worse than mine."
uh,
I know, right?
I had to say it, man. Like shit.
So, what exactly happened?
So, from what I gathered up, there was a lot of people in this festival, and people were trampling each other, trying to get some air. And this nigga Travis Scott was like encouraging the fighting and all that shit.
mhm.
So 8 people died. You know, the youngest was 10 years old, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
so pretty much it got to a point where the audience had to chant, stop this show. And Travis was just like, you know what? He just want to keep performing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So now he's getting a lot of shit. And I'm just like, so are we gonna cancel him now? Like y'all cancel R. Kelly or I'm just saying because
wow.
y'all people have their people y'all want to cancel all these people, but hell, at least when Limp Bizkit and as much shit as I give Limp Bizkit, when they were in the Woodstock in '99, at least Fred Durst tried to stop like the crowd at one point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'll give him that.
Right.
This nigga was literally just performing. He literally saw somebody die in front of him. He didn't give no fuck. I'm just like, what kind of shit is this?
What is a 10-year-old doing at a Travis Scott concert anyway?
That's what I'm saying. Like, without parental
Yeah, that's
supervision,
crazy.
like, what the fuck?
Wow. He gave an apology on Instagram.
That apology, I did not buy that shit. He looked like he was just coming off like a demonic shit. Like the way he was rubbing his head, I'm just like, yeah, this nigga's on some shit. Something don't feel right in my opinion. Like,
Hey, that's the generation we living in. This is why I don't listen to these cats.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Sad.
yeah, man.
This never happens at a Run DMC concert.
Hell, I was watching it's crazy how people will give so much shit to Onyx and Rough Riders. I never seen nobody die at a Rough Riders concert.
Right? And
I
I've
never
seen
seen
DMX. That don't happen.
Like I never seen anybody die at a hell.
Yeah.
Onyx, they had a fucking riot one time in New Jersey. Nobody fucking died and shit
Right.
like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because back then people knew how to handle it, so we didn't live in this emo social media world that we living in now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like once the artists started making soft music and making shit that, you know, suicidal shit, it's like the music got soft.
Then BJ, what did you think about what Kanye said about Big Sean and shit?
He's bugging.
Yeah, that was crazy. He said it about John Legend too.
I was like, damn, you got a John Legend too. Wow.
You know why he said that? Because John Legend and his wife stopped supporting Kanye when he was backing Trump. Because, you know, Chrissy and Donald was always going at it on Twitter. So so she don't like Kanye for that. She don't fuck with Kanye. And then John was like, yo, like after like all the stuff he was like doing, going on TMZ and wilding out, John was like, yo, I'm gonna keep my distance from him. But yeah, that's still his homeboy. But for my big thing is, how does Kanye feel like Just Blaze sounds like him? I don't see the comparison. I don't see the comparison. I don't.
Yeah,
all of
crazy.
the classic albums that Just Blaze did, like the Young Gunner's first album, Philadelphia Freeway, Saigon first album, and you're gonna sit there and talk about his sounds like you? I don't see it. So he's crazy.
That's like saying Pete Rock sounds like DJ Premier.
Exactly. I don't see
to be honest, I hate when people always think Kanye is the first nigga to do soul samples and shit. I be hating that fucking shit. Like niggas haven't heard of Diamond D. Y'all haven't heard of Pete Rock. Trackmasters. Hella niggas been doing soul samples. RZA. Soul samples way before Kanye. I hate when niggas always. Right?
Yep.
Hell, beats by the fucking pound. Let's go there. Let's go fucking there and shit. Come on.
It's crazy.
Mike Dean. Come on.
Yep.
And no motherfucking.
I feel like he's just saying stuff just to get people's attention. That's what he's doing.
And that's why I can't wait. Every time he's trying to drop something or some mediocre shit, he always wows out on the fucking media. It gets tiring after these people out.
Right.
You watched the whole interview, Try?
No, I didn't watch it. I just saw the clips. Like everybody was posting the clips online. I'm like, God, like we know what Kanye does. This is what he's been doing for years. It's nothing new. He's been doing this. Like he wants people to have a reaction to what he's saying.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Was it good? Did you enjoy the interview? BJ, did you enjoy it?
Oh,
you hear me? He doesn't hear me.
Yo, BJ, you hear us? I think it sounds messed up. But can you hear us, BJ?
Oh, yeah, I hear you now. I don't know what happened.
Now I was saying, did you enjoy the interview?
I didn't finish it either. Well, for what I heard, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't finish the whole thing yet. I was surprised Nori got him. I was shocked.
right?
They're
Yeah.
always just trying to stay relevant, man.
Yeah.
This is the same motherfucker that said he was hotter than DMX and Pun in '98. I'm
Come
like,
on, come on. That sounds like something
hell,
Kanye would say.
that's why they vibe with one another. They just talk
Yeah.
so much shit.
Some crazy stuff,
Hell, nigga, you don't even harder than Lauryn Hill. Let's not even
Right.
go there.
right? You had one good group album, one good solo album. And all of a sudden, you were better than Jay-Z and DMX and Pun. You know,
In the words of Kanye, sit that ass now.
Yeah, one good solo album, one good group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
yes, yeah. How was
And
he?
he-
Better, how was he better than Big Pun and DMX?
And even the solo debut, that's like a neoclassic compared to the War Report. Let's
Right.
not even go there.
Right.
Oh, fucking MOP's Teflon's My Will was more classic than that album. No one gives that album just due.
Right.
But I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. What's good, you too? How's everyone doing this lovely, 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 lovely Sunday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. My homeboy Try with me.
What up?
My homeboy BJ Ritney returning. And like we mentioned, we were gonna do the whole Gap Man discography breakdown. And with the recent passing of Ronnie Wilson, this might be a bedtime to do it. So the Gap Band, a R&B funk group originally from Tulsa, Oklahoma, inspired many generations when it comes to R&B and hip hop. Feel good R&B at its finest, consists of members Charlie Wilson, Ronnie Wilson, and Robert Wilson. All right. How did you guys get into the Gap Band's music? To let y'all know.
Well, I'll go first. My mom used to just play those records around the house, like when I was 4 or 5 years old, and um, I spent so many days like knowing those songs that she would sing, like when she was like cleaning around the house, and Outstanding would be playing, or early in the morning, and you know, I grew up in a lot of funk bands, and they were like one of the main ones, especially like in the '80s, and having like so many rap artists sample their music. Snoop Dogg, when he sampled Upside Your Head for Dogfather album, and it was always in my household, and seeing like the costumes they would wear. I remember like watching that performance on American Bandstand, and they had like that costume, the costumes with the frills on it and everything, and
Yes.
just seeing them perform on like different TV shows, and Charlie Wilson when he went solo, and he's always had like a great voice to me, and I used to watch that when the Snoop Dogg reality show on the E channel, and Charlie was on there a lot, because I was like I believe Charlie like introduced or Snoop introduced Charlie and his wife or something like that. They had like some connection with the family. He's like the
Some
godfather for
connection.
for
Some
his kids.
connection. Yep.
And they like he had renewed his vows with his wife, and Snoop was there with his kids and his family, and and remember he was signed to Death Row, did a lot of stuff for the Death Row artists at that time, and he never had a chance to come out on Death Row, but he's always been like a staple for like R&B and funk, and I think my mom went to see the Gap Band in concert. Like I used to hear stories about that. He was coked up for a lot of those shows, and it's a blessing that he's still here with us, and we can like pay homage to him and his band, and a lot of those songs like I know, like I don't have none of the albums, and I'm surprised. Like a lot of those albums, like I don't know if they were here once and they were gone, but I don't have no Gap Band albums. I have like a couple of these songs on like different compilation, like funk compilations, but I definitely need to get some of those albums. But yeah, like they were always like one of my favorite funk bands because like the bass lines and the beats and when you have like Charlie Wilson's voice with paired up with those bass lines, they made magic 9 times out of 10. So they're definitely one of my favorite bands all time.
Dope story.
Yeah. Yeah, same for me. Kind of hearing them growing up. Same songs. Yearning for Your Love, outstanding. Burn Rubber on Me. Um, just that voice is so iconic, so recognizable. I feel like him and Ron Isley both had like a second career with the hip hop generation, being featured on some of the songs that we grew up on.
Yeah.
Ron Isley with R. Kelly, Snoop with Charlie Wilson and some other people. So it's very similar. It's not too many people from that era that could say that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That can, I guess you can say, translate to modern music. It's hard to do that.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So he gets credit for me for that. And hopefully we talk about his brothers too. Their contributions to the music throughout their discography. I thought that was they don't get enough credit. His two brothers, their talents too. So, but yeah, definitely iconic group. I got a couple that like Tri said. I don't have a lot of their albums either on vinyl. I have 2. I don't really see a lot of their stuff, but I need to.
Yeah.
After doing this, listening to their albums, I need to get more of them. So definitely got to do that.
Definitely. You know what? My story with the Gap Band, I used to listen to them a lot growing up. Songs like "Outstanding," "You Dropped a Bomb on Me," just feel good music. I was always hearing like compilations. My dad always used to have like a lot of old school compilations. Their songs always used to appear on them. And of course, Charlie Wilson. Me knowing Charlie Wilson at the time was when he was having his quote unquote comeback. The My Name Is Charlie, Last Name Wilson era, which solo wise, dope album. I like his first 2 albums solo wise a lot though. Well, let me stop. In the 2000s, because I'm not going to count those early ones like Bridging the Gap. I'm not going to count those and shit, but yeah, man, definitely one of the most influential acts in R&B, and like y'all said with the Ron Isley connection, they definitely did have a second rebirth when it came to the hip hop crowd. And you would also say like his voice still stay consistent even after all these years and shit too. Like entertainer wise, like definitely one of the best in the game and shit. So so a lot of people want to say this is their first album. A lot of people want to say this was like pre-Gap Band, but 1974's Magician's Holiday. This was a very different Gap Band than what it was. This was on Shelter Records. It was like a lot like traditional 70s funk and stuff like that. I heard a few songs on it. It was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Not really one of my favorite. Not a great introduction to them. Let's just say that.
I thought it was more soulful to me than funk. I heard more soulful R&B on this album, and songs like Backbone. I love the horns on that one. I was real funky and Loving You Is Everything, a nice ballad. Tommy's Groove was sampled. I'm trying to think. Was it Brand Nubian that sampled that?
Yeah, Brand Nubian.
Yeah, the first album, right? Okay.
All for One. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Because I was thinking, I heard the sample before. I couldn't put my hand on who.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Brand Nubian, classic Brand Nubian album too.
Yes.
I love that song, Tommy's Groove. It was a good album. Not my favorite one, but I think certain songs they left like the chemtrails already for what's to come later. So I would give it like 3.5.
Man, I don't know what it is, but I love this album.
Okay.
I never heard it until today. I was like, where's this album been? Like, I I couldn't believe it. I like it. The fact it's like grittier to me. The
Mm.
sound, you know. I wonder what, and it also has like more of their southern roots.
Right.
Like that song that there's a ballad on there. I think it's hold on, let me pull up the list here. You know what happened to my? I think it was. Don't you hate that when you had your thing up in it?
Browser.
Yeah, and it just goes disappears. Let me pull up the track list. I think it was a ballad. You could. I think it's "Loving You Is Everything."
Yeah. That was a
The
good
one with
one.
Charlie Wilson. There's a piano.
Mhm.
Yeah, that joint was good, man. I like this album. Maybe because it was just different than
Right.
the later stuff. I just thought it was a nice change of pace from what we would hear later on. But I'm surprised Reg. I thought Reg was gonna say he really liked it too, but I'm surprised by that. I thought it was had some funk to it too, but it was very soulful to me.
You never know with Reg.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad album. I'm just saying like, when it comes to like a certain group, I become like accustomed to their sound
yeah,
and
it
whatnot.
was
And
different. Yeah,
yeah, it's going. I might have, like, 'cause I might re-listen to it, and judging about what you guys have thought about it, it might be a potential review I might do in the future and shit.
Okay.
yeah,
So maybe I might re-listen to it, just see if I'm missing something.
yeah. I
Um,
liked it. I really did.
okay.
I like it better than the next album personally, but that's just
Oh
me.
damn.
Yeah,
I actually like this one better than this matches, but okay. So now we're gonna get into 1977, and this is not to be confused with the other self-titled album, which we'll get into that one. This was Gap Band 1977, as I would say. This one I liked a lot. I feel like it's very slept on in my own opinion. I feel like the soulfulness of the album was definitely on display. Like you can see Charlie definitely doing his thing on songs like, Hang On to Yourself and Out of the Blue. Definitely, especially around 1977, because that was the year when I would say a lot of R&B acts was trying to do the disco and
yeah,
stuff like that, and they're trying to cross over. If not, this had like a light disco sound and shit. So this one was definitely a unique album. So I'll give this one a 4 mics.
Yeah. I like this one definitely. Some bangers on here. Silly Grin was one of my favorites. Nice track. I like the beat and the horns on that. The piano was real melodic. Not Guilty. Definitely enjoyed that one. Yeah, it was a good album. I like this one a little bit more than the first one. I think the production was great. This was like they were getting into their funk bag with this one.
hmm
I would give it a 4. I think it was a good album.
yeah. I like this one too. Really see Charlie's. To me, I always thought he was influenced by Stevie Wonder vocally.
Right.
Um, you
He
also hear a
was.
little bit of a little bit of Donnie Hathaway, and then Sly and the Family Stone. I get a little vibe from them too, from the first album.
Right.
But I give this one a 4 as well.
Actually, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy that they got 2 albums by the same name. Because
Right.
I guess we'll get into
It's
that.
confusing. Why did they do that, Reg?
Yeah,
Well, I don't really have a genuine answer, but they weren't really the only artist. It was a very popular thing a lot of artists used to do. Peter Gabriel, he's one of the artists that come to my mind because before the whole Sledgehammer Soul era, his first 4 albums he named it like Peter Gabriel and stuff like that. And it was like certain fans they call it Peter Gabriel 77 and shit because some niggas just be fucking lazy. Let's just be real. Or sometimes they don't want to name the album like with Led Zeppelin 4.
Right.
Originally, people when it was released, it didn't have no title, and people just called it like Led Zeppelin 4 because it came after Led Zeppelin 3 and shit. So Yeah,
Well, they changed labels too, though. Gap Band,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into that too, definitely. So 1979, they actually signed to a major label, Mercury Records. At that time, Mercury was hot. At that time, that was like the label for a lot of funk, a lot of R&B, and they dropped, in my opinion, their first classic, Gap Band 79, or Gap Band 1, as I should say. This album slaps, in my opinion. I always feel like this album don't really get It's Just You. Some of my favorite Gap Band songs like I'm in Love, Shake, You Can Count on Me. You can see that Gap Band, that up tempo kind of sound. Because at that time, like the whole punk funk was happening. They had Rick James and the Princes, the Confunctions. You know what I'm saying? So this was like a nice little. I kind of felt like this album kind of gets swept under the rug compared to what came next and shit. So
Right.
this is a 5 mic classic for me.
Again, I think this is when they like really becoming into their own as a funk band. And you had joints like Shake was funky. Messing with My Mind, that's one of my favorites. Open Up Your Mind Wide, really dope melodic track. Baby Baba Boogie, that's like it had like a disco vibe to it. But yeah, a lot of the songs on here were like really dope. It's a solid 4.5. I don't know if I would call it a 5 mics, but it's definitely like they definitely in their bag now. Like a lot of these albums we talking about now, this is like their best work in my opinion.
Oh
So
yes.
it's definitely one of my favorite albums. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs on there is I'm in Love, and Mary J. Blige covered that
Right.
on
Yep.
her. I think it was the '99 album that I love. Is it the Mary album? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that song.
Mhm.
Yeah, I always like when they did ballads too. I wish they did a little bit more ballads
Right.
because they did, which is kind of rare for a funk band, to do
Mhm.
solid ballads like they did.
Right.
But yeah, I'm with you. Try, I give it a 4.5 too.
All right. So next album's the Gap Band 2. Um, this was the album where that it really solidified them as like a household name, in my opinion. Um, Lonnie Simmons did the production on this one. This one you had songs like "Stepping Out." I don't believe you want to get up and dance. Very funky jam right there.
Mhm.
You Are My High. I love the vocals Charlie and Ronnie was doing on that one. Yeah, this one was definitely another 4.5 in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorites from the Gap Band.
Love this album. No Hiding Place. Really dope record. Nice beat on that. The horns, the pianos for that. I Don't Believe You Want to Get Up and Dance. The Oops Upside Your Head joint, which I said earlier, Snoop sample for the Dogfather.
Hmm.
Um, the Boys Are Back in Town, really dope track. Great way to end off that album. Solid 4.5 for me. Again, like I think like the last two or three we talked about is like they're in their lane right now. Like they found their stride, and this was another great album.
Yeah, it's the first album to go gold.
Yep.
So really, like I guess they're like most. Well, actually, Gap Band 3 was like their big breakthrough,
Right.
but this
Oh
was
my
kind of
God.
like this was kind of like getting to that point with this album. Um, and that was like their first like P Funk sound song.
Right.
Oops Upside Your Head, kind of. I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So that was kind of like the introduction to it, but it was,
Right.
yeah, it's a classic. I give it five mics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Now
let me go get this right quick.
this album. You said what?
I do have this on mine. I'm about to go get it.
Dope.
Yeah, I think I have this. I know I have a few Gap Band albums, but I think
Why
this is
you
the
why
one I
you
have.
bring it out and show the people?
Nigga, I'm too lazy to look through all them damn vinyls. You know how many boxes of albums, something like just to do a discography. I
Hey,
mean,
there is
if
no excuse when we're collectors. We supposed to dig. That's what we do.
yeah, but I've had a long weekend. I've done a lot of shit, man. It's like y'all seen the albums and shit if I have them and stuff like that. If there's sometimes I do feel like getting it out, I'll get it out and some shit, but still.
Right.
But yeah,
Okay.
but this album and the next album is probably contenders for my favorite albums that they've done.
Yeah.
Gap Band 3.
Mm.
Oh my god.
I love that cover too.
1980.
That cover
Yes.
is classic.
Classic. This was a transitional album when it comes to their music because this was the last album that they did on Mercury before they signed to Total Experience. This is the one where they had heat after heat after heat,
Mm-hmm.
yearning for your love, burn rubber,
Man.
why you wanna hurt me, fuck my favorite, gash, humping. I mean, this was like a fucking R&B classic in my opinion. This album, I think this was his first album that was it went platinum too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it went platinum and shit too. Yeah. So yeah, man, this album, fire album. It's either this one or next one. That's my favorite.
Definitely. One of my favorite albums, Yearning for Your Love, classic record that's been sampled by so many people. The Far Side. One of my favorite samples was when Dilla sampled that for the Running remix. Definitely a classic record. You know, real melodic. Love the beat and the piano on it. The guitar play. Burn Rubber on Me. Really funky track. Burn Rubber, Tupac. Where's Q at? I'm mentioning Tupac. Tupac sampled that for Why You Turning on Me. That was the Wendy Williams diss track. The
Yep.
one of those unreleased Machiavelli joints. He sampled that. Sweet Caroline. That sounds like a country funk western type of joint. I definitely enjoyed that one. The Way, really dope mid tempo track. Yeah, this is a 5 mic classic. I love the album cover as well. Definitely one of their best albums to me.
Yeah, definitely. And one of my favorite samples of it is Nas
Right. Life's a
on
Bitch.
Illmatic. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, this is it's a classic. Like I'm with Reg, I go back and forth between this one and the next one.
Right.
Between my favorite. I'll probably get a slight edge to this one. But this was the album that made them stars, really. I mean,
Facts.
so who wrote most of the stuff? Was it Ronnie or was it Charlie?
Well, it was it was. I want to say this. It was equally, but at the same time, I feel like in the earlier era, Ronnie did a lot more of the songwriting.
Okay.
Which I'm glad you mentioned that because you knew that at the time Ronnie was dying, him and Charlie weren't really seeing eye to eye and shit. Because of they was taking each other to court over royalties over certain songs and shit. So
Oh wow.
yeah, man, it's crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but like if you look on the credits, this is always both Charlie and Ronnie getting credits. Even like all members have been gotten credits for the albums and shit too. But
I know Lonnie Simmons produced a lot of their stuff.
yeah,
Once they got on Mercury, yeah.
yeah. Which we'll talk more about Lonnie throughout this breakdown too, because he's another reason why the group kind of did fall apart. Which we'll get into that.
But this album cover is dope though. You're right.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm surprised no rappers ever try to redo that album.
Right?
cover and shit.
Why not?
That
Yeah, this
album
album
cover.
Who would do that over Reg the Locks?
Oh, Jadakiss reference.
Ah.
Not even West Side Connection have like a gangster vibe.
Right.
Shit. Hell, not even just maybe it could be one person and shit.
The
Like
Fugees? You see the Fugees doing that?
hell, well,
No?
maybe. If they stayed together too long, maybe. But
This is their best album cover.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No,
I have one I have to say is one of my
It's
favorites.
better. Okay, we get
is
to
it
it.
coming up or is it or did you pass it?
It's coming up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, Gap Band 4. Oh shit. Yes. This is just the most successful album. This is when they were on Total Experience, and you can tell when the Total Experience era happened, the sound was getting like more reliance on synths,
Mhm.
had the more 80s flashiness. Mind this was before Thriller, which I'll talk more about that. It was before Thriller. Um, yeah, this might be either my favorite or my second favorite because it
Yeah,
has
I'm with you.
my favorite Gap Band song. Period.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
The first Gap Band song I actually heard too, in my opinion. That one's been sampled a lot. It's been sampled by everybody from Ice Cube to Shaq. You know what I'm saying? You have You Dropped the Bomb on Me, which these days that song kind of caused some controversy because after the 9/11 attacks, it was named on the 2001 Cleo Channel memoriam about lyrically questionable songs.
Wow.
Oh
But
wow, I didn't know that.
yeah,
Really?
but Charlie Wilson, he didn't really say. He said it wasn't referencing terrorist attack. It was just pretty much when people say, "Oh, you dropped a bomb on me," it's just pretty
Right.
much like
like when a girl tells
setting
you
me
that she's
off.
pregnant.
Yeah,
That you dropped the bomb on me. What? You pregnant?
Yeah.
right. Like because people don't understand our lingo, our language and
Right.
shit. So that's all I gotta say. Um, Talking Back, my fucking god, that track is so fucking funky. Probably my second favorite track off this album. But yeah, this is a 5 mic classic. Um, the whole album cover you can say was the early '80s on display. The short and the afros. This nigga,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that's fucking Ronnie rocking the fucking Michael Jackson Beat It jacket before Michael Jackson and shit. Like, yeah,
Michael picked it up.
a lot of MJ references tonight. Shit,
Mhm.
okay.
And them jackets too is early '80s too.
Remember
Yes.
Zoni? The Zoni jackets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those. This is their Illmatic album to me. Um, every track to me was great. Early in the morning, I watched the video last night for that. Is they were some good dancers on stage too. Charlie was moving
Oh
around
yeah.
for somebody that was on crack. Like he was moving on that stage.
They were rocking them cowboy suits, man.
Yeah,
I tell you.
not,
Yeah, they
not
used to
too
rock a
many
lot of
people.
cowboy hats.
It's only two people I remember that could rock that. It was Charlie Wilson and Ecstasy from Houdini that could rock that cowboy hat and really swag it out. You know what I'm saying? And
See, he had like a porno kind of look to his shit. I'm not gonna lie.
oh man,
I feel like Teddy Pendergrass kind of rocked it better too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Teddy rocked it. Yeah.
Teddy was good. It is a great album. Seasons, no reason to change. Lonely Like Me. You dropped the bomb on me, and the thing is, they play that at NBA games. Like if a team calls like a timeout or halftime, I've been to NBA games and they playing that song during the NBA games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never heard about the whole 9/11 thing, but that's a great track. Outstanding, of course. That was like my first time hearing the Gap Band. So so many artists sampled it. I love Shaq's. I think Shaq's sample for Outstanding was the best one that was used. But it's definitely a classic album. 5 mics for me. Like I said, this to me is their Illmatic album.
Yeah. And I just looked it up. I didn't know this. Raymond Calhoun wrote Outstanding. I don't know who that is, but
Really cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either.
Yeah, I can't. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, but yeah, man, these guys are great musicians. His brother Ronnie, I think Ronnie's the one that played the trumpet, keyboards, and drums, and then the other brother played the string instruments. He played the bass, guitar, backing vocals. So a lot of times in these sibling groups, the lead singer gets all
Right.
the praise. Nobody talks about
Mm-hmm.
the siblings that play the instruments. But,
Right.
yeah, this album is. I listen to this album all the time. This one, um,
Yeah.
Outstanding is just a great song. It just gets you in a good mood when you hear that opening melody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
album.
Y'all remember the members only jackets, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Cause
yeah,
Ronald said like he put a question mark. I'm like they used to have like the members only jackets with like the little button on the shoulder and the zipper and all that.
hmm
That's an '80s thing, man.
yeah. That's the '80s. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, before I go to the next album, I must say this. When it came to like, we're going to like 83, 84, and the Gap Band, I don't even feel like they get a lot of credit for being somewhat consistent than their fucking peers around that time. And I feel like some of y'all might disagree with me after the chat we had earlier because this was the era when R&B post Thriller was beginning to become more flashier. And I say this because Gap Band 5 Jammin', I like the album, but it's not touching the previous three, maybe four albums.
Right.
First of all, that album cover is what the fuck?
Terrible. I
Terrible.
don't like it.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
it's Cowboy. Oh, go ahead.
It's crazy because the last two were so dope, and they go to this one. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is the full on full bad album because it does have some heat, but this was also the beginning of them kind of trying to redo the same formula on certain tracks, which I will talk more about that in
But
a few
they
other
did that a
albums.
lot on a lot of the albums though. After the,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, First of all, I do not like the song "Jamming in America." I do
I
not
don't like
like
that.
that track
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't like
because
that song either.
that was also the era when a lot of funk and R&B groups they was trying to do at least. It was after the Stevie Wonder did
Yeah.
Master Jammin'.
Right.
Everybody wanted to do their own Master Jammin'.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I felt like they did it right was when Rick James did "Must Have Missed the Policeman" from Street
Right.
Songs, which is a very underrated Rick James song, by the way. But yeah, that was trash. And it's
Master jamming to white people is like is this love Bob Marley? That's like their Bob Marley song. Is this you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of artists did that. Like Gap Band did it. Blondie, I think they had a reggae track on the Auto American album. It was
yes,
like a thing that was happening. Then when Paul Simon started doing like the Afro beat shit for Graceland, it was like a thing to them. You know what I'm saying?
Q,
hmm
you say you disrespect you disagree with me about what? But yeah,
Q don't know what
what
he's
else?
talking about.
What else? No, I really do want to hear his opinion though.
He actually
Um,
listens to the Gap Band other than Pac. That's amazing.
Chill. But yeah, other songs like um Jam the Mother, it was alright. Someday with Stevie, I like that because I like the chemistry Charlie and Stevie had. And also when it came to post 82, a lot of their ballads, in my opinion, were kind of hit or miss. But I felt like the funk meter kind of raised up a pitch in some of these other albums, which we'll talk about. So this album, I'm gonna give a 3.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was too commercial. Uh, Way too mainstream. Like and this we've seen this after the success of the Gap Band 4 album. We've seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been artists that they have a successful album, and then when they come back with the follow up, it's a decline. And I just thought a lot of the songs were like cheesy. It was too mainstream for them. It didn't sound like funk. Like they were incorporating other sounds in their music. Um, I like 2 songs on here. I like Expect More and If You're Ready. Everything else I did not care for. I give it a 2 mic album for me.
Yeah, it's too commercial. Like
Right.
Tri said, it's trying to They was trying to cash in, man, on
Yeah.
that from the last album. Yeah. Um, did we mention that Charlie sung on Stevie Wonder's 1980 album?
Yeah, all I
What
do.
was it?
Yep.
No, it was Hotter Than July.
Yeah, the song was all I do. He did background vocals on that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
good?
I thought it was a different. Yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. That was in 1980 though. But
Right.
yeah, this was too. To me, this is when the drop off started. Track, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Yeah.
this is
I
when it
agree.
started. It didn't. It wasn't all the way there, but it
Right.
started to descend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um,
disagree respectfully.
What? Do you mean there's another great album after this? After 4? Because I don't see it. I see mediocre and I see bad. I don't see no classic albums
I
after
disagree.
82. I don't see nothing after
I
82 that was great.
disagree because
I agree with Try.
What is he talking about?
let me
I have
let
to
me
see. I have to hear this, Reg.
let me explain because we're talking about the Gap Band. A lot of, like I said, a lot of contemporary like Rick James. In my opinion, I love Rick James, but once the Cold Blooded album came out, that was when the drop off started for him specifically
Right.
and stuff like that. Like yeah, Glow was good, but then it wasn't really street songs or Garden of Love hidden. Hell, Confunction was another one.
Mhm.
You know, after they did the old Love's Train, I think that next album was kind of 80s and shit. And don't even get me started on Cool in the Game.
Oh
Don't
God.
even get me started on
And
that.
and I like the 80s stuff, but that's just me.
To me, the Gap Band held on longer than a lot of other contemporaries, in my opinion,
Well,
because
I agree because the when G Funk came in, they were sampling their stuff. So like they used G Funk in their latter album, so it kept them around longer. But I don't feel like none of the everything after 82 to me wasn't classic at all. I think there's some mediocre stuff and then there's some trash.
Some
I just
that's
give it.
terrible stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
and and you guys are not the only ones that have said that,
Right.
But I like to personally listen because a lot of these motherfuckers they like to just focus on how strong the hit was.
Right.
Sometimes they don't like critics sometimes don't like to listen to the album.
To the album. Right.
So, and this brings me to my next album, Gap Band 6, a very underrated album, in my opinion. Originally, a Charlie Wilson. This was Charlie Wilson's first solo album originally, but
Oh
I
wow.
don't know. I don't know why it got turned into a Gap Band album. I don't know why, but I'm guessing because they feared at that time it wouldn't really commercially be successful. And I'm not gonna lie, this album slaps.
Right.
This has that nighttime, like what you got. They did adapt to certain sounds right in this track album. This album is also controversial, which I'll get into that in a minute. You have songs like Video Junkie. I love that track. I Found My Baby, which, yes, that's outstanding part two, but I'm not gonna lie, that shit still slaps. I love that drum beat that they use. It's like they sample their own shit because that fucking drum beat, I can see a lot of New Jack Swing motherfuckers using those claps and stuff too. It's controversial because the song Disrespect was a diss track to Prince.
Get out of here. You got to be kidding me.
Wow.
Let me explain. I've
Okay,
said
go
this
ahead.
story a couple of times on this channel, but
Okay.
it was a diss track for two reasons. For one, Prince had this party, I think like late 84 or 83 or whatever. This was when he was doing Purple Rain and whatnot. The Gap Band at that time, they were heavy on drugs. And they came high as fuck, causing a commotion. And Prince had his bodyguards escort the Gap Band out.
Wow.
And also, the Gap Band didn't like the fact that Prince was not on We Are the World. But I'm over here thinking to myself,
But
I
he
didn't
was
see
he
any
was on
y'all.
the album though. He's on the album.
Yeah, he did a track because originally he was supposed to have been on there, but
They not on it, so why they keep? I don't understand how they throwing shit
Right.
at him.
because there was rumors that said Prince didn't want to do it because he didn't want to do it. He wanted to do a guitar solo and they declined. He
Mm.
didn't want to be around some of the people doing drugs there. And you guys should know that the night that they recorded We Are the World.
That was Grammy night.
He I think Grammy or American Music Awards.
Yeah.
Prince got into the issue with his bodyguard when one of his bodyguards, the white one with the beard, I forgot the name, he got into a commotion at the club, and so the Gap Band did a video to the disrespect. And I might show y'all the video after this breakdown, just to be curious, but they had like this miniature looking Prince in like a white face and stuff like that, because this was around the time when Prince was jumping around his race. People were questioning Prince's race, black love for the black people, whatever.
Right.
And yeah, that song slapped. But yeah, that they were going at Prince with that track. So
Wow.
yeah, that's the story
Crazy.
with Disrespect. But other than
I
that,
didn't know that.
this to me is probably one of my third favorite Gap Band album. I'm gonna give this a 5 mics.
Let me start with the bad. Like you said, I Found My Baby is definitely outstanding remix. I didn't care for that song. Beat a Freak, to me it sounds like a time song that they were trying to do, and I feel like the time would have did that song more justice than them. Don't
It
You
sounds more
Leave
like Midnight Star to me, but I see
Midnight
what
Star.
you're saying. Yeah.
Don't You Leave Me. That sounds like a Patti LaBelle or Pointer Sisters '80s track. Did not care for that one. I do like The Sun Don't Shine Every Day. That was like real. The melody was real dark. It was real chilling melody. Like the pianos on that. It had like a dramatic, so stylistic feel to it. Love that song. Charlie sounded good on that. Weak Spot was okay. I believe that was a nice ballad, but everything else I did not care for. I don't think it was a good album. I'll give it 2 mics. Like, again, like there's some albums where I like some songs, but the whole album itself, I don't think it was great. So this is one of those albums for me.
Justice for 6. Are we gonna start that now? Justice for Gap Band 6 now.
Lord.
Thank you, Ronnie.
You saw what Q said? Q said there's no bad albums. I know he's not listening to these albums.
Whoa.
There's no bad albums from them? What?
So you even like the last album, and I didn't even hear the '90s album because I had a lot of shit
No.
going on this weekend. So
No, that was bad. It's on BJ now.
Oh, my bad. I was muted.
you good.
Did y'all? Is this where PD Pablo got Freaka Leak from? Beeper Leak?
Possibly.
Is there any connection between? I know that it was a sample, but I didn't know if he might have like tried to do a spin on the title.
I don't know.
Possibly. I'm not.
I didn't
really
listen
a
to him,
big
so
Pablo fan, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remember that song. Yeah,
Yeah. Freaker League. I remember that.
yeah. There's a few songs on here I liked. It wasn't like I said, it wasn't as good as Gap Band 3 and 4, but it was. It was. I love the song. The instrumental version of "The Sun Don't Shine Every Day" is good too. It's a beautiful rendition of that. But I like Charlie's vocals on there. I like "Weak Spot," "Video Junkie." I believe. I Found My Baby, of course. I give it 3.5.
Okay.
But I don't think it's as terrible as Tries. Like
All right. So now we're gonna get into Gap Band 7. This came out in 1985. Surprisingly, I'm not gonna lie, this is another strong album from them. This album was probably them at their funkiest since their earlier days, in my opinion. I felt like vocally, this might be one of their best albums. The cover of Friends of Distinctions going in circles. Oh my god, I like that better than the original in my opinion. Surprisingly. Also I love the song, fucking Desire. That was a dope track. Bump and Gum People. Little Red Funkin' Hood. I could have given that to like that sounds more like a P-Funk song. And I could have done without that track.
Right.
It's not touching Gap Band 6, but I feel like this was another solid effort from them. I give this a four mics. This to me was the last great album to me.
It had some decent songs, Ooh, What a Feeling, I Want a Real Love, I Know We'll Make It. Those were cool. Let It Red Funkenhead sounded like a P-Funk track. So to me, Bumpin' Gum People sounded like a P-Funk track as well. But I don't think there's anything that stands out on this album, though. I don't think they had any, big hits. It was just, we heard it all before. I thought it was mediocre at best, but I still think it was better. Even with the mediocre songs, I think it was better than 5 and 6. Those albums, and I'll give it a three, Mike.
One thing I will say about them is they don't do a lot of covers.
They don't.
Sometimes but that going in circles. I'm with you, Reg. I love that version. I love the harmonica. Does that sound like a harmonica? Might not have been in the beginning, but I love that remake. But they don't do a lot of remakes. I gotta give them credit. They stand on their own music, and I don't have a problem with groups doing remakes. But they seem to. This is the only one so far, right, that I've seen in their discography up to this point. The first remake or cover, yeah.
Right.
But some groups they just like do too many of them, in my opinion. But I get us a 3.5.
Okay. Now,
What'd you give it? Try
I
4?
gave it three.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah, it had some decent tracks. I don't think there was any big standout hits on this album, though.
Yeah.
what's up, Hayego? Coming from Brazil. Okay.
That's good. Salute to Brazil. Best soccer team ever.
All right. Now, even though I said Seven was their last great album, they started a steep decline with Gap Band 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one was, again, I'm not going to call it a failure. I'm not. It's pretty. It's decent at best. But at the same time, it does have some of my favorite songs they did around this period. Like Bop Be Da Ba Da Da, How Music Came About. Yes, that is the name of the song, y'all.
That title is stupid.
Like, Bobby Da Ba.
Dumb.
Big Fun. One thing I can honestly say about the Gap Band, they always had the best opening tracks on the album. I can always say that. Like, it will always get you excited. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire level to me, in my opinion.
Right.
I didn't really care for I Can't Live Without Your Love, but I did like Get Loose, Get Funky. It did kind of it was kind of like reminiscent to some of the older shit. Yeah. And mind you, this was the last album where they did the whole Gap Band insert number here. So
Thank God.
this is a 3 mic album.
Big fun to me was horrible. Like it sounded like again they tried to do like some Caribbean type of song, and then they threw in like a little funky bass line. I didn't like that. Big Fun was terrible. I don't like nothing on this album. What was it Bop the whatever? That was okay. Keep Holding On was okay, but nah, this is a 2 mic album for me. That one of their worst albums to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a terrible album.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming qualities here. I mean,
Nope.
yeah, I just I think they should have. I don't know, man. I just in the '80s was hit or miss sometimes with these albums, especially the mid '80s. Everybody was trying to,
Hip hop was just
go after that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially groups that I feel like groups that started in the '80s were fine, but people that were like in the '70s to try to transition,
Yep.
Yeah.
they could like Shalimar. Their music was great in the '80s. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
or the Barge, but it just seemed like it was harder to transition from the '70s to the '80s.
Right.
Speaking of
Yeah,
shit,
I get it's 2 mics.
Donna Summer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donna had some good shit in the 80s.
Yeah. No, I was saying I didn't like her stuff in the '80s, except for like the big. I saw like the albums. I'm like the big hits. She had hits in the '80s, but I thought her albums were better in the '70s.
They were better in the 70s, but I feel like she kind of transitioned out that disco perfectly.
Yeah.
Better than like other cats of that era. So
Right.
And when it comes to Shalimar, I don't really consider the whole Mickey Free era That's just a different shit because that's when they got all new wave and shit. I like the Howard Hewitt, Joey Watley,
Mm,
Jeffrey Daniels, Jermaine Stewart. That's the Shalimar I like and shit.
yeah.
Um, what
This
else?
late '70s Charlotte Shalimar.
Yes.
I still
Yeah,
like the Friends album. I think the Friends album is like one of their best ones in the '80s.
Yeah, Friends was dope. Yeah.
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 What else? Who else? Hell, I even think the Isley Brothers '80s stuff post Between the Sheets was kind of hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. It mostly just became Ronnie and Angela Winbush and shit because
Mm-hmm.
slowly all the
Yeah.
Isley Brothers just started
But dying.
leaving and stuff like that. Then you had the whole Isley Jasper Isley and shit.
Right.
Yeah, after Between the Sheets, it was hit and miss. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't really get their shit together back until Mission to the Mission to Please album '95.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this was where I kind of stopped at with 1988 Straight from the Heart. Oh wow. Okay. This album was just mediocre for the most part. Yeah. Like again, it had some horror hits. I had like Sweeter Than Candy. I'm So Satisfied, but this is really the first Gap Band album where I just felt like it didn't really hit, in my opinion. And it was crazy too because around this time they had like a renewed popularity because they appeared on the I'm Gonna Get You Sucker movie. They were appearing on
Mhm.
like a lot of movie soundtracks around this time too. So they had like a renewed popularity, but like I said, they did like hold on better than a lot of the other groups, but just a two mic for me, dog. That's all I gotta say.
Again, I think there was some decent tracks. You know, like "That's It I Quit," one of my favorites on here. The title track, "Straight from the Heart." You told me that. "Come and Dance." It had some decent tracks, but not really anything that's a smash hit on here. You know, it was just like run of the mill stuff that we heard already from them. I'll give it 3 mics. I don't think it was trash. You know, I'm looking for replay value with a lot of these albums. This is an album I could, with some of these tracks, I could play more than the 8 album, or you know what I'm saying, or three and 5 and 6. So I think it's decent. I'll give it a 3 mics.
Yeah. Same here. Probably Straight from the Heart is probably my favorite song on the album. But yeah, once again, no redeemable qualities here. I mean,
Right.
I just don't know what went wrong. I mean, it's not like, a lot of times with groups they change members and the sound change, but these are the same three guys. I don't understand why they couldn't duplicate what they had done early on. I mean, early on in their career, I don't understand what happened. But yeah, I give this 2 mics.
Do you think if they used Teddy Riley at that time, it would have made a difference? Because New Jack Swing was becoming popular around this time.
Hmm.
That's good. That's a good point.
Well, Teddy at that time wasn't really. I mean, he was becoming popular, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like once he started working with MJ, that was when he was on another stratosphere and shit. Because I don't
What
know.
you talking about the Remember the Time?
Dangerous album.
Dangerous album, yeah.
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 Yeah,
When did Rex and Effects come out? Late 80s?
Yeah, that was like
yeah,
80, 88, 89.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
But it wasn't popular until Rump Shaker came out. That's when
Yeah.
everybody knew them.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. All right, so they left Total Experience because they had issues with money when it came to Lonnie Simpson. And like I said, I didn't really finish all the Gap bands, so you guys finished this. So I'm just gonna let y'all take over.
Round Trip,
I did,
Wednesday Lover. I like that. That was a good ballad. I think Charlie Wilson sound good on ballads. We Can Make It Alright. Nice mid tempo record. I like it. I like it had like a New Jack Swing type of vibe. That's why I was asking you like, would Teddy Riley had helped like during this time for them to transition into the '90s. Let's Talk About Love. That was decent. Um, yeah, but that's about it. Again, it's mediocre at best. I'll probably give like 2.5 mics. It wasn't great. There was no big smash hits on this album.
Yeah, I didn't make it this far. Yeah, after 8, I was
That was it.
Yeah.
Testimony. I couldn't even find Testimony on YouTube, so I never heard Testimony.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that was the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not on YouTube. Everything else is on YouTube except for Testimony. I couldn't find it on here.
Wow, that's interesting.
I don't know. It probably sounded like crap anyway. So
Yeah,
at this point,
that was a '94 album.
yeah.
94.
Nah. 90. I think 94. Ain't nothing but a party. That might have been 94, 95.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Cause they used G Funk on that album, and Snoop Dogg is on there. Corrupt. Corrupt is on the last one, but Snoop is on a couple tracks on Ain't Nothing But a Party. Shake That Booty, that was dope from that album. It had like a G Funk sound. They needed a feature from Nate Dogg or the Dog Pound on that. I think that would have been a smash hit for them.
Of course, they had a song called "Shake That Booty."
Yeah, that was. I believe that was a single from that album. I want to say, and you know, if they had Dr. Dre that time, he would have helped as well. While You Wanna Funk Around, that was decent. But again, it's not a great album, you know. But they made that transition to G Funk, and I think that was like they lane. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of artists was sampling their stuff anyway. So
Right.
yeah. Did you hear Ain't Nothing But a Party? Or no?
Me and I didn't hear that one. Nah.
Okay. Red, you
How you
heard
feel
it?
about that one?
Well, yeah, like I said, like they use G Funk. It's not great. It's not a great album. It's
Okay.
like maybe 2 or 3 songs I enjoyed on there, but like I said, like if they had like Dre and some Death Row features, I think it would have been dope.
Much better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 mics. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 mics.
Yeah.
The last album, Y2K, Funkin' Till 2000 Comes. Baby, I Remember Your Face. That was a nice mid-tempo track. Messing With My Flow. It had like a G-Funk beat. Scandalous, Snoop is on that one with Charlie Wilson. Again, it had like a G-Funk flavor, but not a great album. That's another 2 mics for me. So,
Man. So, okay, now that we've talked about the albums, how do y'all feel in the pantheon of great funk groups? Where do you put the Gap Band? Or just not, I mean, groups, period, really, not just funk groups, but 3-man groups. What do you, like, as far as, you got the OJs, you got Gap Band, what's some other 3-man groups?
Delphonics.
It's not a lot of 3-man groups.
right.
The main ingredient.
Yeah, main ingredient. Yeah, trios. I should say. Yeah,
Shalimar?
Shalimar's a trio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy? Well, we talking about what? We talking about like all eras or just like a certain era?
From that era.
Oh, so Guy's out of the equation, not Guy. I mean, I think they definitely legends. They definitely had some classic albums and a lot of hits. You know, I don't know how. I feel like the other groups are more like known than the Gap Band. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like mainstream America, I don't feel like they mention the Gap Band a lot when it comes to like funk music and R&B like that. And I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're definitely legends. They got great music. They tailed off after '82 in my opinion though. Like after that last big album is like they tailed off and I don't know. They just never regained that. They don't have no gold album since it was it 83?
83, yeah.
Yeah, that's the last gold album that they have. Nothing else. No platinum or nothing after that.
Yeah. Reg, where do you put them as far as, do you think that the Commodores are a better group?
Shit, okay. Commodores Gap Band. I feel like the Gap Band are the better group, but the Commodores, if we're just counting Lionel Richie era, then they got a demo with the Gap Band.
Yeah. You agree, Troy?
Yeah, I was about to say because of Lionel, and he was such a pop artist in the '80s, and doing Dancing on the Ceiling and all night long. People remember that, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he performed at the was it 84 Olympics in Los Angeles, and people remember Lionel. Like they know Charlie Wilson, but he doesn't come up in conversation when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. I don't know what it is. It's like they just totally forget about the Gap Band, but they know the Commodores. You know,
Yeah.
they know Night Shift. Night Shift was like was a huge song in the '80s.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And I think it's because I'm gonna be real. Gap Band were more loved by the blacks, and I feel like Commodores was loved by the masses. Because Commodores, they were on at one point Earth, Wind, and Fire level in terms of like popularity.
Right.
And so Gap Band were popular, but they were more popular like in like the R&B crowd, especially because Total Experience was like more of like a black label, and Mercury, Total Experience, they're more black labels. Motown and like Columbia, they were more like accessible labels and shit too. So
Right.
Yeah, and they definitely not on the OJ's level.
Right.
Oh, OJ's, yeah, definitely. No, they're not even touching OJ's on their best day.
Yeah,
Right.
that's like probably the best trio.
Ronnie said Jagged Edge did a cover of Wednesday Lover. Never heard it.
Oh wow.
I bet it's trash.
Never heard that one.
But yeah, I'm gonna show y'all the Gap Band disrespect video and shit. Shit, Jagged Edge, man. Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
It's like some Fred Albert episodes. What is this?
I swear, P-Funk made better cartoons. I swear. Wait till y'all see Prince. I'm not gonna lie, that beat is fire though.
That's supposed to be Prince
Yeah, the little short
with the blue
motherfucker.
hair and all that. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't want to show the whole video because I don't want
What?
YouTube.
Why that dude? The dude with the hair? What? The dude with the hat? He looked like the judge. What's the black judge on CW? What's his name?
Mathis.
Yeah, he looked he looked like that judge, yo.
I'm dead.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, the video was very popular in BT at the time too, but it didn't get no MTV airplay. So
I never saw it. What year was that?
84.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's before I got cable. I didn't get cable till '88. Wow. Is that George Clinton talking in the background? It sound like him, right?
Nah, that's not George Clinton. Because George Clinton, he was cool with Prince, so.
Yeah. And he was cool with the Gap Band because he's on the '94 album, the '95 album.
Yep. Hey, yo, BJ, what do you think of Larry Graham's Graham Central Station Group? You're muted.
I like him. I feel like nobody really talks about Grand Central Station. I actually have that album on vinyl.
Yeah, I heard a few of their songs. I only heard the first two albums though, but I feel like they were like the continuation of what Sly and the Family Stone would have sounded like in the mid to late '70s if they would have gotten their shit together. Pretty much.
Absolutely. Yep. That's a good comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a great guitar. He's a great guitarist. Black Graham. Yeah.
But I hated his solo career when he did that "One in a Million" track. I hated.
Oh yeah.
One in a million.
Man, I tell you what, he probably eating off that song.
Right.
He is.
Yeah.
Shit, he was the one that got Prince to be a Jehovah's Witness too.
Yep.
That's why a lot of Prince fans hate him. To be real with you, there's like you made Prince see Christ. He's not nasty. What
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Cut you off.
What do y'all feel like Earth, Wind, and Fire fell off though?
Ooh. That's a good question. Have y'all done a breakdown of them yet?
Not yet.
Okay. We reviewed a few of the albums though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We did All in All. What else we did?
We did Raise, All in All.
We did Raise All in All.
I did I Am Solo.
Okay.
I think we did Faces together.
I don't remember that one.
Is that we?
Yeah, ask Sam. He knows all everything we do.
I think they fell off after, like in the early to mid '80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know they dropped two albums in '83. One of them I liked. One of them I didn't really care for though. I think it was the Power Light I liked though.
And Electric Universe is the other one.
Yeah, that was the one I didn't care for. Electric Universe. I was like, this is some '80s trash.
I love their album covers though. I think they had the best album covers.
Oh yeah.
When you look at Electric Universe and all the Rays album, All in All album, they had some great the Spirit album. They had some great album covers.
Yeah.
Did you like the Faces album, Rich?
That album was an acquired taste. I feel like they were trying to do so much at one time. Like Maurice White was just trying to do so much at one time with that album. Even Philip Bailey, he said he didn't really care for that album or even like the I Am album, which I was like, yo, I Am is dope. What you talking
Yeah, I love I Am. I got Boogie Wonderland on there.
After the Love Is Gone, my nigga?
Yeah, that's one of their best songs. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, a lot of their fan base, they say that album was, and I hate when people always use, oh, it's too disco. I'm like, y'all bullshitting. Like songwriting wise, that's just as good as All in All, in my opinion.
Right. Ronnie said they fell off after Rays? Oh wow.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have to
Yeah.
Ronnie.
You might be right about that. Yeah.
Rays was very underrated too. A lot of people they kind of bash Rays too.
Right.
But Rays brought them back after Faces.
Right.
All in All is my favorite one though.
Yeah. Classic album.
Well, That's the Way of the World. I like that one too.
Yeah.
It's either That's the Way, Gratitude, Spirit, or All in All for me.
I need to get Gratitude. Do I have Gratitude? I think I need to get that on vinyl.
Hell, I even like Open Our Eyes. No one talks about that one.
That was good.
Their early stuff is good too. Like the stuff in the early '70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like Head to the Sky. I think that's a good album.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really care too much for like the very first two albums. But when it came to like the third album, that's when I really felt like they found their groove and shit, you know. But Head to the Sky, yeah, that one.
trying to think what Gratitude, what the cover looked like.
It was the white cover and shit.
Oh, okay.
A lot of groups are doing white covers. You know, Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire, Rick James.
I love the Commodores.
You should do a Little Wayne discography. Why would we do that? No.
Oh, he said better vocalist, Maurice White or Charlie Wilson.
Charlie for me. Charlie. Philip was my favorite singer in the group over Maurice. Because he could hit those high notes.
I feel like both Maurice and Philip were equally
They're equal?
gifted. Because after, I feel like I Am vocally was Maurice's best album.
Right.
Because After the Love Is Gone is my favorite Earth, Wind and Fire song.
Yeah.
And shit. Hell, even Vernon White had a good verse on them too.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. How can oh, this is Gratitude is like a compilation album?
It's a live slash
It's a
album, yeah.
oh, because I'm about to say because Reasons is on That's the Way of the World. It's on okay, this is like a live. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I didn't come up on the other ones. Okay, got it. I need to get this though.
Yeah, I like. I'm not gonna lie. The Commodores has a good discography. Lionel Richie era, like a lot, like the 1977 album and shit like that. The one with Zoom and stuff.
Yeah, I got that one. Blue cover. Yeah. Easy's on there. Easy like Sunday morning.
Yes.
Like I even like the earlier shit like Machine Gun when they were like really funky and shit.
Yeah, I need to get that album. Yeah, Gap Band, you know, I will put them. It's just they're kind of like a cult classic group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most perfect description of them.
70s or 80s Gap Band? Well, to me, they best shit stop at 82. So there's your answer.
Let me see what albums I have for them. Give me 1 second, because I be forgetting sometimes.
Try. These are the best two right here.
Yes, I need to get those. Now I got y'all remember this joint? Y'all remember this box set that Time Magazine put out? It's like
Oh, I remember that.
It's a 5 disc funk set in R&B and it has each disc is like a double CD and they have like a lot of the Gap Band songs from those albums on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a dope set. I gotta show Reg this joint because I think it's out of print now. Yeah, those are good. Those are the best albums right there.
These two? Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I need to get those.
Gotta have those. Yeah.
Dana Ross? What are y'all? What does he know about Marvin? He don't listen to none of these people. He listen to Pac all day, bro. What can you tell us about Gap Band?
Marvin Gaye has a flawless discography, almost.
Reg, you ever saw this one? The box set, the Time Magazine box set? Uptown Saturday Night?
Nah, I never saw that one.
It's a funk set. It has like funk and R&B. They took like some they have get some Gap Band songs from their albums on there and like Jody Watley, Vanessa Williams. They have it's like funk and R&B from like the late 70s, early 80s. And each CD is like a double. Each CD is like a double disc. It's like 10 CDs in all.
I used to be loving them infomercial with them Time Life infomercial where they be having them R&B shit. I be getting a lot of R&B songs from that.
Yeah, that's it's from the infomercial. It's from the infomercial joint.
That's dope. That's
Wow.
like a collector's item.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't have no Gap Band albums. I thought I
Me
did.
neither. I don't got none.
I think I gave one of them away because I had to pay a bill and shit. And I thought I was going to get it back.
Right.
Yeah, that's how life works sometimes. But you know what?
Reg, he said,
This
you
nigga
said Marvin.
hold up. He said you listen to all of these groups, but he wanted us to do a Little Wayne discography. Like, come on.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love Marvin Gaye, some of them early '60s albums I could have done without.
I mean, his '70s discography is flawless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 60s, he was still under Berry Gordy's, you know.
Midnight Love was great. That was a great album.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, when I first heard it, I did not like that album. Surprisingly,
Really?
it was like Marvin was doing that
Right.
80s sound. Like, what is this rocking after midnight? But now I fuck with it. Like, turn up. Like, I know it was like everyone talks about sexual healing. That's all they can talk about with that album. I'm just like, no one talks about Till Tomorrow.
Right.
The third, the Joy track, whatever that one was called.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'm not going. I kind of like I like In Our Lifetime too.
He said Diana Ross is a great discography.
You don't know Diana Ross. Man. Come on, man. Stop it already. You asking us to do Lil Wayne stuff, we talk about Diana Ross?
I never even heard all of Diana Ross's albums.
Me neither.
Funny.
Discography.
And I can already tell you, her discography's not touching Marvin or Stevie's. I can already tell you that.
Right.
She don't have no classic period.
Yes, yes, she do.
She does? Oh, wow.
Let's not get it twisted. Diana be
I got
teaching girls how to do it. Like,
I got her first album.
I love that one. That's like some Broadway soul right there and shit.
Yeah, first album's good. Oh man, yeah, Marvin's 70s.
Y'all talking about all these discography breakdowns like it's easy for me to listen to all these damn albums and shit.
You
like,
paying this? Y'all paying this? Time is money.
Y'all talking about Funkadelic. I'm not. If I do Funkadelic, I'm gonna do the whole Parliament Funkadelic. I'm gonna do it in different parts and shit. Y'all tripping and shit.
Nah.
Cause they have like 8,000 albums.
I'm definitely not doing Lil Wayne. Hell no.
Right. I'm not listening to that Rebirth album.
No. Do that on your own channel.
Patty has a more consistent discography than people give her credit for. That's all I gotta say.
You paying for it? You said you're gonna pay us. You gonna pay us to do Lil Wayne? Drop it in Reggie's Cash App.
Yeah, I'll put my Cash App right now if you're really serious.
He ain't paying us. He too busy buying fucking Omarion albums and shit. He is not paying us for that.
Oh, speaking of albums, I got two very special albums that's coming. Some rare ass shit that y'all be surprised I got.
The Gap Band, the best of Gap Band was the last album that went platinum for them. The greatest hits. It was the greatest hits. But I'm serious. It was the greatest hits that went platinum for them. Y'all think I'm lying? I'm like, just look it up. That's the last album that went platinum for them. The greatest hits project.
That's a shame when your greatest hits album is your best selling album.
Yeah.
He said y'all should do a Funkadelic discography breakdown. I thought y'all did that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we need to go.
Shit. I can't wait for this Ghostface breakdown. That's the one. Q said, "I'm just playing."
Of course you did.
When niggas talk that money shit, that's when niggas be...
Yep.
Oh, Q, Glitter. That's the most underrated Mariah Carey album.
What? Hell fucking no.
Yes.
No.
BJ.
Glitter?
What do you think about the Glitter? What do you think about the Glitter soundtrack?
No.
I'm not a big Mariah Carey fan.
Underrated was Rainbow. Rainbow was an underrated album to me.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue that.
Glitter, wow.
Y'all need to stop asking
shit.
Glitter, yo. Y'all need to stop.
Did you
Which
review
one
that
was-
one yet?
You said what?
Did you review
Which
that
one?
one yet? Glitter? My bad.
Not yet.
Okay.
Which one was the joint with ODB on it?
That was Daydream. Yeah.
I like that
Daydream was
album.
good. That was a good
Yeah,
album.
I like that album. Yeah.
That's her best album.
Yeah.
That's one of her best to me. Like I love Honey. I think Honey was a great album.
Okay.
Emancipation of Mimi. Emotions, great second album.
That was a screaming album right there.
Yeah.
She was like, ah!
Right?
She was doing all them operas singing. That was like, girl.
Yeah.
Thank you, Q. It was dope.
Vinyl don't like it though. I'm with him. I don't like Glitter. The movie was bad. The soundtrack was not
Well, I
good.
don't like Lord of Willing and shit, y'all. Yeah.
Well, this is why we talk. This can you believe this dude don't like Lord Willin'? Are you serious? This is why we gotta talk about this. You bringing me out of retirement now, cause I said I wasn't doing no more album reviews, and just for just this once I gotta do it because this is crazy. Just this once. I'm not doing album reviews no more like that. But this one time we gotta make it a clips week.
All right.
You know, that's blasphemy what you saying right now. Mike's movie corner and rants was good. He said it's a song that the Gap Band did. It's on the soundtrack for the movie Crush Groove. It's called Love Triangle. I thought it was a pretty good song in my opinion. I don't think anyone talks about it at all. I don't even remember the Crush Groove soundtrack.
I heard some good things about that soundtrack. I might need to check that out.
Gap Band is on that for the 80s.
Yeah, a lot of cats were on that soundtrack.
And they wasn't even in the movie. You like all the 90s Mariah?
I'm not gonna go that far. I do not like Music Box.
Music Box was good. That was one of her best ones. But
That
she was still married to Tommy Mottola. She didn't break apart yet and go the hip hop route.
That was the weakest of the Tommy Mottola wrote.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you prefer the first two over Music Box?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Especially the first one.
Wow, that's crazy.
By the way, I'm gonna stay on for another 12 minutes.
What about Ariana Grande? What about her? I don't see no comparison to Mariah. She could sing, but she ain't Mariah.
Yeah, Fantasy's my favorite.
Yeah, Fantasy was good.
I can't believe she did that song with ODB.
Right? And then she said that she and ODB went to school together. I'm like, no, that's never. You grew up in Long Island in the suburbs. ODB was from Brooklyn. How the hell did you go to school with him?
Me and Mariah go back like babies to pacify.
Oh man. No, I don't see no comparison with Eminem and MGK. I don't know what you're talking about.
That they're white.
That's the only thing.
Who had a better career, Mariah or Alicia Keys?
Mariah.
Yeah.
I love Alicia Keys is dope, but she dropping a double album at now. Like I just think that's kind of like ambitious of her to do that.
Yeah, me too.
You know.
She better pull out some heat, man.
Right.
It's hard to do a double album.
Right.
Shit.
Oh, let me show you this, Red.
By the way, I was gonna ask you some shit too.
Huh?
I forgot what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna do some shit. Eminem is trash now. By the way, oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Did you see the BMF episode yet on YouTube?
Oh, I got it. Oh, from tonight. I gotta watch it tonight.
Yeah, for some odd reason, it's not on Stars, but it's on YouTube. So watch it whenever you can.
Why not?
I know this is not a pickup
Right. It's all good.
live, but just wanted to show you how it is.
Oh wow, Nina Simone.
Ooh,
Dope. I think Sam asked us to do a Nina Simone discography or something. Somebody asked us that.
I have to listen to a lot of her. I haven't really heard her in depth, to be real with you guys. I'm gonna be real. Classic.
Barry White, nice.
He's got a good catalog.
Yeah.
Very good discography. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a shame we have not done no reviews on him yet.
Yes, I blame that on Reg because he wanted to talk about Nelly and Shaq.
No, because I want to get more of his albums and shit.
Okay.
This one
Trust
is
and
great,
Believe.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that album is fire. What do you think of the 1977 album "Sing for Someone You Love"?
Oh, that was Vinyl X. That.
That
Okay.
was a good one too.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's my
Is that the one he's is that the one that's like kind of got like a crazy background?
Yeah, it has like an orange background, like some genie bottles kind of.
Yeah. I like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that song. "You Turn My World Upside Down," or around, whatever that shit is.
Reg, he redid it's hilarious this if you ever heard I never knew all these years he redid um song by Billy Joel.
Yep, just the way you are.
Yeah, it's a Try, have you ever heard it?
I never heard that rendition. No.
It's hilarious, man, because it's like he's trying to sing like
Like Billy
in a,
Joel.
in a yeah, like in a normal voice, but his voice is so deep he can't.
Right.
Like it's
Wow. That's crazy.
but no, it's a good song. It's just funny to hear Barry White singing a Billy Joel
Right.
song.
Right.
You know, the irony is that same year or year after, Isaac Hayes did his own version of that track too.
Oh, I gotta hear both of those.
Wow.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
So they thought they could do it better than Billy Joel.
Hell no. And I love both of them, but Billy Joel,
Yeah.
to this day, he owns that.
He owns that song, yeah. I was listening to that album, Barry White the Man, the blue one.
Blue joint, yes.
Yeah. And
Classic.
that song, that song is on there. I was like, he did Just the Way You Are. It's hilarious.
Don't go I never felt the voice. And I love Barry, but I'm just like, son, please. That nigga was stretching his own vocal cords.
Yeah, it's like his vocal cords like, what are you doing? I'm not we can't go that high.
If you're gonna sing it, at least add your own. That's one thing. That's why I like Isaac's version a bit more than Barry's version, because Isaac didn't do no extras. He was like, no, shit. He was just doing his own Isaac Hayes thing and shit.
Right. Barry should have just sung in his normal voice. Yeah.
Right. You know, matter of fact, try. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Okay. The Stranger, that's my favorite one.
Both versions.
The Stranger, great Billy Joel album.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoy that one.
52nd Street's my favorite.
That's a good one too.
I need to get that one, yeah. Oh man.
This catalog from 78 to 89 is fire.
Yeah. And then he got Tupac. He's
Don't
another
go
artist.
changing.
He got two pop, but he wasn't Elton John pop.
Okay.
He wasn't Elton John pop.
I don't feel like Elton John went that pop though. I mean in the 80s, you know.
Oh, come on. Nah.
Really? You feel like he was like Lionel Richie level pop?
To me, I feel like the 80s was his weakest decade. I'm gonna be real.
Right.
I feel like Billy Joel 80s shit was way better than Elton's 80s shit.
Yeah.
I love "We Can't Stop the Fire." I love that
Yes,
track.
we can't stop the fire.
This is the time.
Yes.
Uptown.
Allentown was a dope song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uptown. Everybody knows Uptown Girl, man. That's when he was married to Christy Blink. What's her name? Christy Brinkley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them white girls.
Yeah. She was in the video.
Have y'all ever heard this song by Nina Simone called Sinner Man?
Nah, never heard.
I
Of
heard
it.
it a while back ago, but I have to re-listen to it.
It don't sound like it was made in the 60s, man. It's crazy. The beat on that joint. I'm surprised nobody sampled that.
Right.
Yeah, it's really dope.
What's it called?
Sinner Man?
Cinnamon. Okay. I'm gonna listen to it right now.
Sinner Man. Sinner Man. Yeah.
Cinnamon. Oh, I thought you were saying cinnamon. Cinnamon. Okay.
Yeah, like a sinner, yeah.
Okay. Sam said Glass Houses and Nylon Curtain are my favorite Billy Joel albums, and Vinyl said Turnstiles is my favorite. See, they know their music. I don't know what Q was talking about.
And that's one thing I love about his fan base, because you have different albums as his favorites and shit.
Right.
Like the Glass House, that's my shit. That's why I like. That's why I like y'all motherfuckers and shit. Oh, I heard this shit before.
This
I heard
song?
that. Yeah, I heard this song before.
Yeah, it's dope.
That beat just came to my head.
Yeah. I can't believe that was made in the 60s.
Wow.
You probably heard, I've heard it in movies before too. A lot of movies play it.
Really?
Yeah, that album has Strange Fruit on there. That's probably one of her most famous albums.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're getting more into jazz and shit. Man.
Right.
This George Benson review, I cannot wait for.
When is that? Tuesday?
Next Sunday.
What's tomorrow? Are we doing anything tomorrow?
Not tomorrow's a rest day. Rest.
Okay.
That's stereo.
But Tuesday is the MC Shan double review.
Okay. More MC Shane. Wow.
And I was also thinking about talking about this book.
There's a guy. Oh, Kumo D. Book. I didn't read it.
Oh wow.
Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna mention the MCs that he put on his top 50 list just to cause some shit.
Sam said he saw Soul Food for the first time yesterday. Oh wow. How did you like it?
Classic.
Great
Sexy
movie.
ass women and shit.
Yeah. Nina Simone, Pastel Blues is an iconic album.
Yeah, it is. I need to get that. I don't have that one. I just got this one.
Right.
Okay, I have a question for y'all. Like, for somebody that's trying to like really get in Nina Simone in depth, what is an album that you would recommend listening to?
Little Girl Blue.
Little Girl Blue. Okay.
Like Vinyl said, Pastel Blues. What's the worst LL album? Really? Are we really still talking about LL? Anything after GOAT. That's his worst stuff.
Little Girl Blue. Oh, that's a debut album, huh?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, that's why I would say that one. Yeah.
Y'all like Dinah Washington?
Never heard of.
Yeah, I haven't got into a discography, but I like her voice.
Oh man, Dinah, that girl though. That's where Aretha Franklin got her those seeds from, in my opinion. What is the worst Usher album? Anything after Here I Stand, maybe.
Hard to Love. That was bad. That was hard to listen to. Bad album.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Y'all really throwing shade tonight. Sam said I love Dinah Washington. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really the biggest Herbie Hancock fan. Just not coming to me.
I like some of his stuff. Dedication I have on vinyl. I like the instrumentals for that. That was decent. I think again, like, he's another artist that when we get to the 80s, they remember like that one song and then that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's it, because just like Roy Ayers, a lot of his 80s shit, he was trying to go for that R&B crowd. That's one thing about jazz I did not like.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Roy Ayers' 80s shit, oh my God, I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You did Everybody Loves the Sunshine, for God's sake. What is this?
Right.
I expect this from Kool and the Gang, man. This is
Oh Lord.
Oh, Ronnie, good question. What album do you think Parliament fell off? Definitely after the 1978 Motor Booty Affair album. Definitely. But I feel like Funkadelic picked up the slack with One Nation Under a Groove.
Yeah.
And Bootsy's Rubber Band. That's a different story, too.
Worst Michael album to me was Invincible. I don't like
What?
Yeah,
There
I
is
like
no worse Michael album. I feel like Blood on the Dance Floor was just his least.
Well, that's a remix album though.
Exactly.
That don't count. I'm
Wait,
talking about like
man. Invincible was like his.
There's some songs that was okay. I don't think it was a great album with the other ones though. To me,
that's his best album vocally, in my opinion.
what? No,
Yeah.
that's not his best album vocally.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you listen to songs like Unbreakable and Invincible, those are like great vocal songs? I don't think so.
I'm listening to songs like Heaven Can Wait and even You Rock My World.
I
Those
love
were
that
those were
song.
good. That's a great
Yeah.
song. He had some hits on there, but I'm not putting that up against like Thriller and Bad. I think those are way
I'm
better
not putting
albums.
that against Still and Bad either, but I'm not calling it a failure.
I think Dangerous is better also.
Oh, we of course Dangerous is better, of course. Heck, I even put Forever Michael even up
That was
there too,
good.
because
That was
niggas
good.
don't talk about Forever Michael.
Right.
Yeah, they don't.
Versus Janet album, she got a couple.
Dream Street.
You know, she got a couple. Her first two.
I'd rather listen to 20YO and Discipline over her first two, to be real
Yeah,
with y'all.
me same. And they wasn't great.
But Janet's discography is good when your first two is bad, and most of her shit is either good or classic and shit.
We already talked about Janet. Why are you still asking us about Janet? We did the whole Janet discography already.
I'm not talking about Janet until we talk about this documentary. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Okay. No more Janet till January.
And every episode we're gonna talk about it. So just let y'all know.
Is it an episode thing? I thought it was just like a
It's
one.
an episode thing?
Oh, it's a series thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Verse and Mary
What is-
album.
Love and Life.
No, I like that one. Yeah.
Sorry, you got that album?
Yes, I have that on vinyl. Good album. When he still had his nose.
Y'all need to leave Michael Nose alone.
And this is what he's talking about, right, Troy?
Huh?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one that Reg is talking about, right?
Yeah.
I never heard this album.
I didn't hear that one.
To me,
Yeah.
that was his most soulful Motown album. That was like Off the Wall before Off the Wall.
Gotcha. I gotta listen to this. I never seen this anywhere.
Yeah. I never seen it.
Because like when it comes to those Motown albums, CD wise, they always sell it in that those Motown collections.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to any vinyl store, like in the vinyl stores, they might have that shit. But Loki, if I see a copy, I might send it to your way, BJ. I got you.
Yeah, I never see his Motown solo stuff at all. I have one, Music in Me.
That one I did not care for too much. Yeah,
That's the green.
bored.
That's the
Yeah,
green
the-
cover one. Yeah.
The guitar album, where he never played a guitar on that album in his life. But
Right, and he's holding the guitar.
he even sounded bored on some of them tracks. Like
Right.
I'm not going like he kind of sounded bored on a little track. Some tracks on Ben too.
Well, man, I was looking at this is crazy.
Mhm.
I never realized this, but Motown worked him to death, man, when he was a kid.
Yep.
He did like 3 albums in 1 year, like
I'm saying.
between the Jackson 5 stuff and then his solo stuff.
Right.
It's like they was working him to death, man.
Yep.
Correction, Joe Jackson was working him to death.
Yeah.
Cracking his head.
Correction.
I mean, good grief. No wonder he sounded bored in the album.
I'm thinking. Listen to Got to Be There, then listen to Music in Me. You guys see what I'm talking about.
Right.
He didn't want to sing those songs, probably.
No, 'cause at that time, they were kind of trying to fight for creative control with Motown at that time, which a lot of artists were at that time. So, hell, I
Yeah.
even like. Go ahead.
1970, they made ABC, the third album, and the Christmas album in 1 year.
Yep.
Who does 3 albums in 1 year?
It was what they call Jackson Mania.
Right.
Yeah. And then I think he did a solo album that first. Yeah, that's crazy.
The worst Mariah Carey album.
It's more money for him.
Yeah.
You know.
The worst Mariah Carey album.
Anything after EMC squared.
Yeah.
I don't like nothing of hers after that. The Supremes did 3 albums in 1 year in '68. Ronnie said.
Yeah, but certain artists they will do a lot of them quickie albums based off singles and stuff. So
Right.
You don't see that today. You very
Nah.
rarely see that. Yeah, not 3.
Nah.
I mean 2 maybe, but 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I need to get. I need to get this out.
Fleet Lord put out 12 albums last year, like one album for each month. But not all of them were good to me.
and that's
Wow.
and that's the thing because that's overexposure
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, like 12 albums, nigga, really? Come on,
Like, come on.
like a nigga gonna keep up with your albums every fucking month and shit. Like,
Oh
come
yeah.
on.
I'm looking forward to the 12th Fleet Lord album. You know.
Cause I don't like when niggas. I'm not gonna. I don't like when niggas drop mixtape after mixtape like almost every month and shit. I don't like that shit.
Like the Locks.
Yep. Yeah.
Locks are doing that. They would right after the album come out, they drop a mixtape the month after. I'm like, what are they doing?
And some of the best shit was on the. I'm like,
On the
why wasn't this
mixtapes.
shit on the album?
Right, exactly. The
What song
Rush
is that
Prince
one?
album?
Worst Prince. Ooh.
I don't know. I didn't hear all the 2000 stuff yet, so
Yeah. All I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna say Chaos and Disorder.
see, I like that one. It's mediocre, but I mean, shit, that's a lot better than a lot of other artists' albums.
Cause Rave '99 grew on me. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't like Dinner with Dolores?
No.
I love that song. That's the song that was on the Wu Masker album.
Yeah.
They sampled that joint.
I'm staying for another 5 minutes though. But yeah, we do gotta talk about Rainbow Children at some point.
Right. Another one I haven't heard yet.
Do I have the Artificial Asian?
I thought it was decent too, Vinyl. I gotta get that one. That one is still available actually. I guess the fans don't like it, so it's it's still available.
It's like they re-released that one, but y'all didn't re-release 39 yet.
But that's always been available though. That one has always been available.
True, but I want to hear some unreleased shit. I know they got
Right.
some unreleased shit from that one, or some live performances. I'm like, come
Right,
on,
right.
y'all gonna re-release Chaos and Disorder, really, y'all? Come on. Who's running his estate?
Right.
Like who's running his estate? Come, we need to talk. Like,
It's like they're gonna put out a box set for every album he did.
I'm surprised they didn't put a one for Love 60 out yet. I'm surprised.
That's gonna come. That's gonna come.
Q said Chaos and Disorder was horrible.
Nah, I liked it. Tupac wasn't actually on it. That's why he don't like it. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to like the Gold Experience, but these days I think it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Because certain tracks that should have been on it, it's like Days of the Wild, Acknowledge Me. Yeah, that shit should have been on there.
But he had like one of his biggest hits on that album.
Yeah, the most beautiful girl in the world.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I loved Hate You. That's my shit.
Yeah, that was good too. Are we allowed to play Michael on here?
You hear it?
Too late. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you good? I was jamming, so.
No, I'm saying like they might block the video.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know.
This sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta get this album.
Sam asked if you like the Spinners.
Yes, I love the Spinners. I think they're underrated, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Yeah.
I never heard that album by Lionel, and I really don't want to.
What's up?
No pun intended.
Which album?
Want.
Oh, what? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
What? Q, you actually know that? Tupac must have sampled something on there for him to know that album.
Nigga, that came out after he died, nigga. Come
Oh, it came
on.
after he died?
Yeah.
Well, he must have an unreleased joint that he sampled off of that
You
album or
know
something.
what? Oh, vinyl. What you know about the Dells? Hold up.
What's No Edition album? The Bad Boy album. That's the only one I don't got. That one was not good.
Sam said stylistics or Delphonics.
Stylistics. What you know about this album? Y'all got the Stylistics album?
Nigga, what?
You got this?
Yeah,
you
I got
this?
that.
I got a compilation, best of.
Fire.
That's the Philadelphia Soul classic.
Definitely.
That's the only album I have from them, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't think y'all could hear that. That's crazy.
Dude, YouTube can hear it. Yeah. They hear everything.
I thought it was low. I was like, they can't hear this. That's funny.
It's like you can't play nothing on here. They flag
Yeah,
everything.
they flag everything. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Better vocals, Phyllis Hyman or Sade? Oh, Phyllis.
I'm more of a Sade fan, but Phyllis was great.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is the first album to feature Michael as a tenor.
Wow.
Talking about Forever Michael, right?
Yeah, as a solo, yeah. His voice changed on this album.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna end off the video right here. After this question, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes or the OJs? Definitely the OJs.
OJ's, yeah.
Because Harold Melvin, they kind of depended more on Teddy than anything. OJs, you had Eddie and William holding it down and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, as usual, you know, I gotta end this off with my announcements. So on Tuesday, it's gonna be the MC Shan The Review, Born to Be Wild and Play It Again Shan. Really cannot wait to talk about those, well, one of those albums. I'm gonna say that, just to be real. I also want to talk about Kumo D's little. Yeah, you ever seen this book before, BJ?
No, I never seen that.
Yes, Kumo D, the top 50 MCs and shit. And it was kind of a controversial book even to this day. So I'm just gonna mention the MCs he has on there. Spoiler alert: he didn't put Tupac on the top 10. So
Oh boy, of course not.
yeah,
He had Biggie on there?
yeah, he put Big in the top 10, but not Tupac.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thursday is AZ's Do or Die 2. One of the best albums this year, hip hop wise and shit. And Friday at 10 o'clock is gonna be Usher's Here I Stand. So yeah, Ashley's gonna come and join us for that one.
Dope.
So,
Yeah, man. Thank you, BJ, for dropping by for this one.
This is great.
Rest in peace to Ronnie Wilson. Rest in peace.
Yep.
I will see y'all Tuesday. Hope y'all have a good night. Appreciate it. Try.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat something
All right.
and just send it to me. I'll jump on when you're ready.
All right. Cool.
All right. Peace.
all right.
Peace.
Peace out.